Hi everybody, this is group 125. My name's Adam,
I'm Jared Gutierrez.
I'm Sharabesh, Ramesh.
and we did our project on a stock predictor. So basically our final project was the creation of the basic stock predictor using the language Python, and essentially a user will input his income or the amount he wants to spend over a specific time interval that we set to 6 or 36 months, and our program will help advise the user where the money is best invested in with these given inputs. The program evaluates 15 of the stocks we considered important.
Developed the data for each of the stocks. We created a dictionary for each stock where it's Google_dict, and then we have in that dictionary we have dividend, market cap, as well as price data. Dividend describes the amount of return every quarter. In addition to the speculative growth of the stock, market cap describes the overall size of the company. And then we have a function called enumerate, which gives each value in the Google price data or Apple price data a value in the dictionary, usually according to the index of the item in the list. Our first algorithm was average growth, where it inputs stock, time, and investment, and it uses the time that the user inputted to average and provide like a speculative growth for the stock over a period of time. It returns how much money in terms of investment the user is expected to get after the period of investment.
Functions are all used for levels of abstraction for our calculations in stock predictions. The square of x returns x squared. The sum of squares returns the sum of all the items of a list squared. The sum of a list simply returns the sum of each individual item of a list. The xy list returns the sum of list x times list y. The y-intercept takes in x coordinates and y coordinates and predicts its y-intercept. And the slope takes in x coordinates and y coordinates and produces the slope of the least squared regression line. All of these functions are then used into developing a least squared regression line, higher order function, which is then used to approximate the line of best fit between all of the points of our data. This least squared regression line is then incorporated into our function points above, which predicts the percent of success of all the points in a line. Points above function calculates the number of times the stock has exceeded its predicted value, which we then use to predict how successful it will be in the upcoming months.
Pieces of abstraction together, we created an algorithm called StockRank, which inputs time investment and ranks all the inputted stocks based on 80% predicted growth and 20% probability of success. Probability of success is based on the number of points above, which differs on a scale from 0 to 13 for each stock. And predicted growth relies on the average return for each stock plus the dividend yield. User to input their time they want to get their return in and the amount of money they want to invest. We created two blocks named money prompt and time prompt. Money prompt allows the user to input the amount of static money they want to invest or their income and expenses. If they choose income and expenses, the money outputted by this block is equal to 20% of the income minus expenses, which is what market data says is wise to invest. Otherwise, it outputs the static amount of money they invest as long as it's over 12, which is the minimum price of a stock. Time prompt allows the user to input the amount of time they want until their withdrawal is ready, and that's on a scale of 6 to 36 months in intervals of 3 months. If the user inputs a wrong input in any of these cases, this recursively leads back to the start of the prompt and allows the user to re-input with a valid response.
Let's just say we want to run our program. So when we run our program, we'll first ask what your name is. And then it'll ask if you want to input your income or set an amount of money you want to invest. So let's say I want to set an amount of money I want to invest. And then it'll ask how much money do you want to invest? I'm going to say $1 million over a period of 12 months. And then it'll return the top 3 stock choices for this investment in the time period. And then it'll also tell me my expected return for these stocks and the following probability of success of each of the stocks. Now let's just say you want to run the program with option 1 this time. So instead of setting an amount you want to invest, you want to put in your income and expenses. So we'll go with option 1. It'll ask for your annual income. Just say my annual income is $10,000, and then my annual expenses is about $5,000. Then it tells me how much of my savings I should invest, and it'll ask me for the period of time I want to invest in. So just say I say 36 months. And then this time it'll process my top 3 stock choices, the expected return for these stocks, and the probability of success of each of these 3 stocks. After getting these values, it is important to note that the stock with the highest percentage return is not necessarily the highest recommended stock, because the probability of success is also taken into account. And that's how our project works. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.